The Mary's Lament. In the middle of the 16th century, in a small village in Spain, an unspeakable tragedy gave rise to a legend that spanned generations. Lake Sadness, known for its calm waters and serene beauty, became the scene of a story of love, betrayal, and despair. Every full moon night, residents claimed to hear a desperate cry attributed to the restless spirit of Maria, a young woman whose life was marked by pain and regret. The forbidden love. It was a sunny morning in the small Spanish village. Maria, a young woman of unparalleled beauty, walked through the flowery fields. Her thoughts were on Juan, a humble peasant for whom her heart beat stronger.
Why can't my family understand? The love I feel for Juan is pure and true.
That same afternoon, Maria met Juan near the river where they used to meet in secret. Juan, holding Maria's hand.
I can't stand hiding anymore. Let's run away, Maria. Start a new life far from here.
Yes. Tonight, when everyone is asleep, we will run away together.
Escape and new life. In the dark of night, Maria and Juan escaped the village, taking with them only the essentials. They found refuge in a distant village where no one knew them. There, they built a new life and soon had 2 children, Miguel and Ana. Maria, smiling at her children.
Our family is complete now. I couldn't ask for anything more.
And I promise that I will always do everything I can to keep our happiness.
For a few years, life was peaceful and full of joy. Maria and Juan were happy, and their children grew up healthy and full of energy. Time passed and Maria began to notice changes in Juan's behavior. He was distant, absent, and often late returning home. One day, Maria decided to follow him, her heart tightened by a growing distrust. Maria, whispering to herself,
Please let me be mistaken.
Following Juan to a forest clearing, Maria saw what she feared. Juan was in the arms of another woman, kissing her passionately. Maria, in tears.
How could you do this to us, Juan? I gave you everything.
Juan, speechless, looking at the floor.
I'm sorry, Maria.
Devastated by the betrayal, Maria lost control. In a fit of madness and despair, he took his children to Lake Sorrow. Crying and holding the children.
Forgive me, my loves, Mom is so lost.
In a moment of absolute despair, Maria drowned her children in the lake. Minutes later, he regained consciousness and realized the horror of what he had done. Running desperately to the other side of the lake, she found the lifeless bodies of her children.
No. What did I do? My children, forgive me.
Maria could not bear the pain of her actions and fell into a deep depression. She wandered around the village, murmuring and crying for her lost children. The residents, who once admired her, now avoided her, fearing the madness that consumed her.
She was so happy. What made her commit such a terrible act?
Pain can drive even the strongest hearts crazy. Poor Maria.
Shortly afterwards, Maria was found dead on the edge of Lake Sadness, her heart no longer bearing the guilt and regret. Years passed, but the legend of Mary was never forgotten. Every full moon night, residents claimed to hear a desperate cry coming from the lake.
Did you hear that? It sounds like a woman crying.
Yes, it is the spirit of Mary. She searches for her children every night of the full moon.
The lake, once a place of beauty and tranquility, has become a symbol of tragedy and regret. Residents avoided the place at night, fearing they would encounter Maria's restless spirit. Decades later, a young historian named Diego arrived in the village, fascinated by local stories and legends. He heard about Maria's tragedy and decided to investigate further. Diego, talking to a village elder.
They say that Maria's spirit still roams the lake. What can you tell me about her?
Mary was a victim of circumstances and the human heart. Her story is a warning to us all.
Determined to discover the truth, Diego began spending nights near the lake, hoping to hear or see something that would confirm the legend. On a full moon night, Diego was sitting by the lake when he heard a soft, desperate cry. Slowly standing up, he followed the sound to a clearing.
Maria? Are you there?
An ethereal figure emerged from the shadows, a sad and tormented-looking woman.
I'm looking for my children. Help me find them.
Your children are at peace. You need to find your own peace.
Maria's spirit looked at Diego with sadness in her eyes, but something changed in her expression. She seemed to be angry with every man she meets on her walk. So, Maria, in a jump of fright, attacked Diego, with a fierce look to the point of throwing him into the lake with such force that it left him unconscious. With that, the figure of Maria disappeared. Minutes later, already drowning, Diego manages to return to shore. In a desperate look, he notices nail marks on his skin, and he realizes that Maria is furious with men. Your soul wanders aimlessly. Lake Sorrow, although still haunted by the memory of Mary, seemed calmer. The residents still spoke about her, but now with a mix of sadness and respect. Diego wrote about his experiences, sharing Maria's story with the world.
Mary was a woman marked by love and despair. May her story serve as a reminder of the depths of the human soul.
And so, the legend of Mary lives on, a story of love and despair that will never be forgotten. The waters of Lake Sadness hold the secrets of a broken heart and the echo of eternal regret.